Right, welcome back fans and friends. For this upcoming video I have the second part to this series. It's not in the same series, different vehicle, different set. And this is American Beauties, and you can assume which one is which in your mind. It comes with a poster, which Greenlight used to have the little cards, and most companies have completely done away with that. So this is 1965 GTO. So this is a generation previous to the two M2s I've done. And in fact, I think half a generation ahead of this one, although this one looks extremely similar. They would not have done the restyling cube before they hit 1969, which is what the M2s are, these ones. And I suppose, which one do we like better? We like the VP Fuel ones better, so I will be taking it out just so we can readily compare. And so once again, M2 at the very least. Unlike pretty much every other company, you can literally take it out and put it back. So the 455 in this car is identical to the one in that GSX, because these two would have been closer to each other than that 1965. The 1965 GTO will have that 389 engine I falsely claimed was the 455, and we can just see how much worse this is than the GSX. But you can also at the same time notice how much wider the hood opens on the M2. And then last but not least, what scale are they in? They are 90% the same. The windshield looks awfully similar. However, I'm not sure as to how close in size these two cars actually are. Anyway, what I meant to get at with this video is the Pontiac GTO, so I should probably get right to it. Anyway, here it is. Pontiac GTO 1965. There, number one, Johnny Lightning, American Beauty. There she is again. And so we go to the back. American Cars and American Girls. Feast your eyes and so this we just rides to come to the USA. American part of it. Shelby Cobra. Ford 427 engine. Obviously, this car is not a Ford, so this sort of doesn't cater to that. I've done this from Greenlight. I've done this from Greenlight as well, but not so early. I've done a bunch of these from both Greenlight and not Greenlight, M2. A pair of them, Corona and Dodge Charger. I've actually not done. Sorry, I thought I read El Camino. Camaro. I have not done this generation of Camaro. Bel Air, I've done, I believe, the lowrider version in that year, or around that year, 1958 or so. No, it might be 57. Camaro, I've done a bunch of these from Greenlight, probably more than 6 or 7, and obviously I've covered some of these from both Greenlight and M2. And then obviously this Pontiac GTO is not the first GTO, but is the first 1965 GTO. And once again, the package is in excellent condition, despite the fact that it is RC2 Brands 2006. So this thing as well is just under 17 years old and does not look too bad. And then you get desktop wallpapers when the internet was young. And there's the address for R2C Brands, which is the company that distributes Johnny Lightning and I believe most of Auto World. And in this, because they have all these different cars, we have Dodge, GM, Ford, Chrysler. And then this last one, officially authorized Craigar exclusive license. And then the Royal Wheels logo that we saw on the Buick GSX's box. Collect them all, it's not too bad. Only 8 in the series, apparently. I don't know if there's a second series of this that came out. Like I said, this is the third Johnny Lightning I've done. And so far they haven't been too bad. Impala was okay. Buick, I actually do really like that GSX. Its one major flaw is the hood does not open, like Auto World. The Matchbox did it better. Anyway, in 1965 they would have it again, nice and shiny. We can see the car is almost exactly appearing as it is in the photo. Unfortunately, this package is actually much better glued in than the other one. So once I demolish it, I will demolish it. Just gonna go straight into the recycling. Has this little back plate, slides out. I guess to keep the poster from being totally destroyed. So there's the poster. I will not be. I believe I can do it quickly. Not really, but it has all the cars. In this series. I will not be unfurling it because I will knock off the camera as well as not doing all the cars the justice. And there you have it. Bunch the lightning girls and the lightning cars. 4 of them anyway. I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna take the whole thing apart. Maybe later. And hopefully to the star of the show, this one here. The Pontiac GTO 1965 edition of the car. We can see a little bit of the oil stain because scratch there, but it's not important. Wipers painted on. And we can see the haze. Again, that's the word I was looking for, the previous with the GSX. The haze might be because the plastic has had air come in contact with it. The paint does not look too bad. It is not coming off, so that's great. Pontiac symbol, nice and clearly visible on the back. And nice, and it's actually a little bit more, because it's intricate in the front, it's a little bit more faded. You can just see the difference there. It's not as highly reflective on the front. So in the front we have GTO written on the side. There's the lights, indicators, everything. A license plate, actually interesting, like the GSX, there's nothing written on it. So that's sad. On to the right side we have there the checkered flag. Pontiac, obviously GTO. I see a bunch of scratches here. Radiations, kind of weird. You can just see it there. Highly unusual, but because it's not on the left side. But there we see some damage there, or mispainting. Perhaps it's coming off, because I don't see it here. Red wheels, like the GTO in the back picture, but obviously the tires are not the wide version. Obviously this is made for racing. The GTO, that's what it stands for. And there we have GTO again. Going to the back, we have something written on the license plate, Mr. X. And I can't tell what state it's out of. But it's weird that they painted the back but not the front. I don't know what to say about that. And we can sort of see a gap there in the hood. But anyway, Pontiac, nice and clearly written on the back of the middle of the, not rear fender, I guess, grill. And this lighting is completely unique in terms of I have never seen it on a car stretched right across and then inserted differently. You can just see the difference 4 years later. So it's kind of weird, but it's, like I said, it's not weird bad, it's weird unique, that cross thing right there. Indicators, like I said, it's Mr. X on the play. I can't clearly see the license. Anyway, stamping is the basic underside. And we can see here, unlike the GSX, what I was talking about, 1965 GTO, so exactly like green light. And then we have this here, no limited edition number, made in China, but 2003 is the stamping on this car. So the package 2006, stamping 2003. It does not say new casting on it, like the other one, the GSX. So therefore we know it is reused. Like I said, it's not too bad for 17 years old. You can just see there the oil. I guess the paint is starting to fade. A little bit of a line there too. Anyway, there's the intake, the last thing and not least. The engine will probably look great, but because the hood doesn't open, it's going to be mediocre if I get it open. And I apologize, fans and friends. In fact, unlike the GSX, you see how wide this opens, which is a shame. There's a 389 engine, the only engine this car came with. And you can just see how nicely it's done. So I think with the amount of detail they put into that GSX, had the hood, just for comparison, look how wide this hood opens without me breaking it. And look how wide the other one opens. It's just unusual. Why is the new casting worse? Anyway, fans and friends, you can just see what a decently looking engine, when it's made properly, looks like. A little bit of scuff on that rear tower there, but everything else seems to be okay. Anyway, I'm just going to give it its roll test. We've covered pretty much everything. There's not too much wheel problems I've had with these cars. So if you're thinking about that, keep them in the package. I decided to open it because I can do my stuff. I can open them. And so just going to give it a little roll. It rolls, but there's a little bit of a wobble. Anyway, Pontiac GTO 1965 version. A lot of things done well. Obviously, its age has caught up to it somewhat, even in the package, which is why green light's probably preferable to that. Anyway, I already opened it. I did what I wanted to do. This is Thomas from Toronto. Thanks for watching, and to the next one.